Hi, and welcome to Turra & Company, the mother-daughter podcast about everything. Our mission is to make herstory, aka history, not by going viral, but by doing something that has never been done before in our family. Whether we have 2 listeners or 2 million listeners, we are bringing you our very best, and hopefully we are learning and growing together in the process. Now let's enter into the Turra & Company experience and create herstory, aka history, together. Welcome to Turra & Company.
You was counting down the 3, 2, 1, and it was not matching up with the timer.
Right.
You was on 3, and it was on barely hitting 2 seconds.
No, not only that, but you did the countdown twice.
Right. You had told
I've
me.
been doing it like that lately.
Because you
That's
copied me.
That's new for 2024.
Well,
you stopped doing your job. You used to do it, and now you don't do
it.
it.
In front of me anymore. It's in front of you, so you should be the one to do it.
This
is your show.
So this is about to be a good episode because Chelsi is like super talkative today.
We'll see. Sometimes she be super talkative and we hit record.
Just because you said that, I'm about to shut down. What did I tell you? Don't tell me what to do.
Both of y'all got some stubbornness, and y'all, I don't know where it comes from. No, seriously. You can laugh, you can joke. You can call me a lot of things, but I'm not stubborn because I says what I says and I means what I means. And by the way, saying that leads me into today's show topic. Are you standing on business? Listen, I stays on business. Now, that's the topic today. Are you standing on business? We felt like in 2024, we should ask that question early. So if you're not standing on your business, you got time, babe. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. We can flip it around.
Yeah. We can get you motivated.
Listen, we can go from maybe 2023 you wasn't really standing on business, so then we caught it early. So then maybe you can just have it 1 foot on the business.
Right.
Then
somebody probably had 1 foot. Yeah.
We're gonna grow and we're gonna evolve and we're gonna be stomping on that business.
Chelsi is in a really good mood today. Y'all can tell. This is what I be talking about Chelsi.
Why they be coming at me
like
that?
Some days you can't get her to say one word. What was that? 3 episodes ago.
It just depends on the topic. It just depends.
No, it depends on your mood because 3 episodes ago.
What did we talk about? What did we talk about 3 episodes ago?
It doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you what happened.
What did we talk about?
We recorded 2 episodes back to back.
Absolutely.
And your Capricornianism, your ADD kicked in and you didn't want to do it. So when I was editing that episode, I can't even remember the name of the episode. When I was editing, I was like, look at her little crunchy self not talking. It was so noticeable. Like it was just me and Ariel. And then I had to say Chelsi, and then you was like, yeah, you was so dry. It was disgusting. And I want you to stop coming in here like that.
So for the people listening at home, what does standing on business even mean?
Child, who ain't on TikTok and don't know?
Right, if you don't know, then
cut us off right now.
That rock.
Look, cut us off right now and go look at TikTok.
You know we be talking about them TikTok trends. We be staying on trend.
We stay on trend. So yeah, are you standing on business? So let's go. Chelsi, are you standing on business in 2024?
Absolutely, I am. Absolutely.
But let's go back. Were you standing on business in 2023? And let's make the comparison. Like in 2023, do you feel like you was all the way standing, or did you have the 1 foot on it? I felt like you had the 1 foot.
I think I was hopscotching. You know, I think I was like 1, 2, 3 with like 1 foot, and I'd be like 4, 5 with like 2 feet, and then I'd go back and be like 1, 2.
No, I'm going to say you was living real reckless in 2023.
That's what I'm saying. I was hopscotching.
I don't even think you was
hopscotching.
Hopscotching. You was just sitting on the curb. You was sitting on the curb saying how low I am and what is my life coming to. Because it was some times where I was scared for you, but it's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. So where were you in 2023 versus where you trying to go in 2024? Like, are you comfortable with giving the detail of the business, or do you just want to be generalized in the business? And I get if you want to be generalized, because we have a lot of listeners and you might not want to give your business out like that. Because you standing on it don't mean you want to give it out.
I'm sorry. Did I not live the same year that you watched? What is this business that I may or may not have been standing on?
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm saying, do you want to go into details? Like, was it finances? Was it relationships? Was it? That's what I'm saying. Do you want to go?
I definitely wasn't standing on business with my finances.
Okay. That's what I'm asking.
Definitely wasn't. But for sure, 10 toes down 2024. 10 toes.
You about to pay off some things?
About to, baby, I'm about to get out of your house. That's what's about to happen.
Okay.
I've heard that. I've heard that threat before.
I tell this woman every year that I'm gonna get out of this
Right.
house.
And then every year at the end of the year, she comes to me with tears in her eyes saying, yeah, it's going to be another year. And I get it. Let me tell y'all something.
I don't know if I've had the tears.
I used to tell my mother every day, I'm never leaving. I'm never leaving. And then they'll ask me to marry him when I was 23. And I was like, Ma, I'm leaving.
It's about time.
But I didn't want to go.
I mean, truthfully, I really don't. Like,
No,
I
honestly,
really don't.
Same.
I don't know where y'all be trying to leave.
Sometimes, Ariel, I try to envision the dynamic that of just really all of us living, and I just don't see it. So I really think you have to be the one to go.
What are you talking about?
Why
She
not?
lives here now.
But I'm saying, just
Talking about long term.
yeah,
Like you don't.
I don't see you living with mom and dad long term.
I do.
Right.
Because she is not bothersome. I sometimes forget Ariel is here when she be locked up in her little apartment / room.
No, like every other weekend, I come out of my room and they're like, "Oh, you are here."
Yeah, Ariel, we forget she's even here. But you, on the other hand, if you're home, we can never forget. Okay, so you're standing on business in 2024 on finances. You got a good plan mapped out for that?
Absolutely.
Went on Etsy and got your little budget planner.
Shout out. Let's just take a moment. Shout out to those girl bosses, because I know it's girls doing this.
Corporate baddies?
Shout out to the girl bosses, the corporate baddies who are taking the time.
Well, they're not corporate because they work for themselves.
You don't know what these girlies do, okay?
Right, they could be corporate
You
baddies
don't know
/
exactly
entrepreneur
side
baddies.
hustle. That's what I'm saying. These corporate baddie, girl boss, all of these things. The girls who take the time and make these spreadsheet templates and do all the work for you so that all I have to do is input my information, but it's in a cute, aesthetically pleasing way, so that now all the formulas are put in, all the calculations are put in. So literally all I have to go is put in my numbers and you're telling me everything.
All right.
Shout out to you. And then shout out to you for also not just being greedy and just making these templates $1 million, you know,
they should be.
because they really should be for what they are, absolutely, get your worth, but thank you for not though, you know, I really appreciate that, because then you help me be the better me. I really
and
appreciate
stand
that.
on your business.
And helping me stand on my business for 2024.
Is it anything? Oh, it's you. Is it in 2024? Are you trying to find a man? Or you think your man gonna find?
Listen,
I need to rephrase it, because
Rephrase
you
it.
ain't needing to find no man. That ain't the thing. The man needs to be finding you. So in this 2024, do you think?
I really feel it.
Are you manifesting your man?
I really feel it. I ate my 12 grapes under the table on New
She sure
Year's.
did. Wait a minute. They don't know. Tell them what you did.
Okay,
It's
absolutely.
witchcraft that you
It
did.
is not witchcraft. It's actually like a Mexican tradition.
Okay.
Shout out to my Latinos and Latinas,
Not about to get into the abuela, Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
What?
Remember that one episode where she was talking about the abuelas
Because I
been
kept
on her
getting-
TikTok?
Because I kept getting on
And
my
we
Facebook.
was having the debate about Jennifer Lopez being
And
out before what's
Shakira.
Shakira.
Because
Remember?
I kept getting Shakira
That
on my
was
Facebook
last
page.
season.
Because I was about to say, what does abuelas have to do?
No,
with this?
you forgot that
the
episode?
Tias,
I
the
sure
Tias
did.
and the abuelas. They was on
Tias
my.
and the abuelas.
They was on her
They
TikTok.
was on
Nice.
Facebook, not
Oh,
TikTok.
they was on her Facebook. Okay.
Couldn't go anywhere without seeing those two.
So you get tell them about the 12 grapes.
Oh, okay. So the saying is, or the tradition is, on New Year's Eve at midnight, you're supposed to go under a table with 12 grapes.
They got to be a certain color.
They have to be green. They have to be green. and you go, and each grape represents a month. That's why you eat 12.
So are you gonna are you manifesting a different man each month?
No, it's supposed to
sound like some whole chronicles to me.
You are so
the grapes turning you into a hoe. Anyway,
what it's supposed, it's about relationship. It's just good, like just you manifesting that you're going to have a good year.
A year of abundance,
yes,
if you will.
a year of abundance. Yeah. So
was God in that?
Absolutely.
Was God in that?
Because God's in everything I do. Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean,
I just was making sure because that's why I called it witchcraft, because I feel like wasn't no prayer in it.
Thank you,
God,
for the grapes that I'm about to eat to consume, that I'm going to get to for my man. My man. Thank you to my man.
Amen. Okay. So that's relationship. Anything else you standing on business on?
I'm really gonna start standing on business at work. And
I'm sure your coworkers will be happy to hear that. I mean,
what you trying to say?
Because I'm just saying, if you got to stand on business for work, that means you might have been like a slacking.
But here's what I mean, standing on business.
Okay.
I work in a very female-dominated industry.
The drama.
There's no...
I can smell it.
There is no... Like none. There's just no testosterone within my building. But there's just so much female energy going around, and that can be a little draining, and just it can be real messy.
Yeah, because if you're not careful and you keep getting drawn into other people's mess,
exactly.
Yeah,
so
you got to create the bubble.
A good saying that we like to say at work is that we just try to stay in our lane. And for 2024, I really think I really want to stay in my lane and stop playing a game of like telephone with my coworkers.
Yeah.
And it being like,
girl, did you hear?
Did you hear so-and-so said this and so-and-so said that?
Right.
And then I have to go to my boss and be like, well, I heard this and I heard that. And then it just turns into this big whole thing.
Right.
Or just if it doesn't pertain to me, or if it doesn't pertain to my department.
Or your growth.
That I oversee. Yeah, I don't really care.
So let me ask you this, because you just brought up a good point, because I struggle with this sometimes. So what if somebody walks up to you with your standing on business in 2024 and they start being like, girl, did you hear? What you going to do to shut it down?
I'm the type where I just absorb it.
So you going to let them tell it.
Yeah.
But you're not going to have no commentary back.
Yeah.
And you're not going to pass it around.
Yeah.
And the buck is going to stop with you.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think how that will work for me. It probably wouldn't, because I never can let nobody tell me a story without interjecting. Yeah. So that's it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's enough. That's a lot. The finance thing.
That's the biggest one.
So when are you trying to leave? I just want to
I don't like to put a time on it because,
because I will hold you to it.
Well, and then you get disappointed when it doesn't happen. You know?
Don't put a time on it.
Yeah,
I agree. Don't put an age on it. Don't put a time on it.
Right. It happens when it happens.
It happens when it happens.
I'm going to just come to you one day and be like, Mom, I didn't sign my lease. I'm moving out.
Well, you can't do that. That you really won't be doing, because...
No, I won't be doing that.
Okay. So...
No, because you're going to be coming with me. You're going to be apartment hunting with me.
Right. Why wouldn't you just buy a house, though? I just feel like...
It just depends on where my life is at that point. You know?
I think you should... My master plan for you to stand on business is to buy something. Yeah. Buy something.
Absolutely.
Get a mortgage at your young age and build on that.
Absolutely.
Because, Anyway, am I standing on business? First of all, I always am. 2019, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. I'm always. Now, can I tighten up some things? Absolutely. Will I be tightening up things for 2024? I got something real specific. And that's why I asked you, did you want to go into details? Because I'm not going into details on what I'm standing on business on, because it's my business. But... how you gonna have a show about standing on business, but you want to be secretive about it? Have you ever met that person that does that?
Well, here's the thing about that. I don't think that matters, because I mean, as long as you're standing on said business,
I have something that I'm standing on that I'm really trying to get together to make happen for the future. Now, for anybody out there that's skeptical, because this is the kind of person that if I was listening to this show of some other folks doing a podcast like this and they didn't go into details, I would be in my car like, well, why would you have a show and not go into details? Let me tell you why. Because it's none of your business.
Absolutely.
I mean, that feels like a contradiction.
That is none of your business that I'm standing on it.
No, it sounds like a contradiction to be like, well, it's none of your business, but I'm talking about it. But I get what
But I'm talking about it on a certain layer.
on like a surface. I get
on
that
a surface. Yeah, because I just don't feel like this is my deal. I'm having this show about it. I'm telling people that I'm standing on it. I have something very specific. So when the thing comes to pass, I'm going to mention it on the show, and then I will give specifics.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like Chelsi was saying, she didn't want to give a specific time. I don't want to give a specific. I know what it is. I don't want to give other people because I'm shaky about it.
Mm.
And if it doesn't come to pass, then I ain't got to worry about it. It's going to come to pass because I'm standing on it for the first time in a long time.
Well, then in that case, it's not necessarily like a question of if you're standing on business, because that's just something that, happens. Standing on business, at least to me, and that's kind of why I wanted to specify what standing on business meant, is it's not necessarily...
Why Ariel always got to take it there? Ariel's got to look at it from a different side. But go ahead.
Go ahead.
Continue.
What I mean is you're standing on the business of doing what you have to do to get to that situation, right?
Yes.
And if it doesn't come to fruition, that's not you not... If it doesn't come to fruition, it doesn't mean you didn't stand on business. It just means it didn't happen. You know what I mean?
One, I need to really do something specific to make it come. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but if it doesn't, even if it doesn't come, like
but the part that's standing on business is the pre.
Right, that's what I mean.
So
like
that
if it doesn't,
I got to stick to it.
Right. So if it does, and even if it doesn't happen, like this year or next year or what have you,
I'm still standing on it.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you're necessarily like if it doesn't happen, it's not a good identifier or qualifier of whether or not you stood on business or not.
Right. I get that.
That's what I mean. That's just what I was trying to say.
And I get that. If I was to go into details, which I probably should, but I'm not, then people would be like, "Oh, I get it." Yeah, and most people listening probably have the same thing going on that they want to get to. But that's why I said I'm just in this age and stage of my life. I find, and I never was like this before, I find that in this stage of my life, I'm starting to keep more stuff close to my chest. Where when I was younger, and when I say younger, I mean probably 5 years ago, I used to be like, girl, I'm about to do this, or I'm about to do that, I'm about to do it. So I used to always like tell what I was going to do. I didn't move in silence. And so when I would tell people, and it would only be my close friends. It ain't like I would tell anybody, but my close friends, I would tell them. But then when it doesn't come to pass, you kind of feel some type of way. And so now and let me tell you what else that does when you don't move in silence a little bit. It also makes you feel bad or some kind of way when the thing doesn't happen. So I say, Ariel, I'm about to go travel to Tokyo.
That's an odd place, but okay.
Why is it odd, Tokyo?
Because there's nothing about you that says, "Oh, I want to go to Tokyo," or any.
The judgment.
It's not judgment. It's just
you don't know my heart's desire. I might have been always wanting to go to Tokyo since I was 5, but I haven't. But
so what I said is valid.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I'm saying if I say that to you. And then say something happens where I have to pull out of my little Tokyo fund and I can't go, right? Now I feel like double convicted because now I know I didn't do it. That's one conviction. And now because I told you, that's second conviction. So now I might do some stupid, reckless stuff trying to make it happen so I can show good face. I mean, it happens, right?
Yeah.
It happens. So I notice when you move in silence, you don't have that pressure of trying to impress another person.
Right.
You just doing your moves. And if it happens, it happens. If something comes up and it doesn't happen, then you're like, oh, well, we'll put it on next year's bucket list. You know what I'm saying? But I'm really starting to pay attention, and we probably need to do a whole show on it because I don't want to go too much in detail. But I'm really starting to evaluate myself and wonder, am I doing this for other people to impress other people, or am I doing this to impress me?
Mm-hmm.
Like I just was recently shopping for something and I was like, oh, if I had that, everybody would think I was cute. I do this. Listen, I know I ain't the only one. People listening to it. And I was like, wait a minute. I stopped myself in that thought and I said, now why are you caring what other people think about what you're wearing or what you're doing? But if you really start thinking like that or stopping yourself in those thoughts, you start thinking, what is my motivating factor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I being motivated by what other people think? Or am I being motivated by what I really want? And so when you start asking yourself that question, you'll be surprised how many things you're doing to impress other people. So I'm really trying to get out of that impress upon other people and really narrow down, is this something that I want for me, or am I trying to impress somebody? Because impressing people will make you go broke.
Mm-hmm.
It will make you go broke. But when you start saying, I don't care what other people think, I don't care what other people say, when you stop caring what other people think and say, you will find you'll be at peace and you'll be doing things, your moves will be so much different. Your business that you're standing on will look a lot different. Unfortunately, I got into that habit throughout the years of my life of impressing people. So I'm really, one of the things now I will share that fully. One of the things that I do want to stand on business about in 2024 is not trying to impress, not doing things to impress, but doing things that are best for me and in my best interest. Mm-hmm. So like, even if I got to carry an iPhone 11,
which you don't even have.
If I got to keep my iPhone a little bit longer, just to not saying that I get the latest phone to impress people, because I really don't. I usually keep my phones a very long time. But if I need to keep the phone for a long time, I won't be doing it based upon other people and what they think. I'll be doing it based upon what I believe. So, Ariel, with your definition of standing, I'm still standing. How you standing?
I mean, the only thing I really feel like I have to stand on business about is my finances, but that's about it. I think people who have been listening to the show for long enough will know this, or at least figure this out about me, is that I don't get worked up about a lot of things. Like I don't want to say that I don't have a lot going on in my life, because I do. I have a fair amount of things going on in my life.
Wait a minute, let me stop you right there. So you think that you don't get worked up about stuff?
I get worked up about situations, but I don't get worked up about like
things
That's not what
I feel like that just canceled itself out.
That's
saying that you get worked up about situations.
No,
what I mean, get worked up.
No, what I mean is I don't get where it doesn't take. If I'm upset about something or if something bothers me, it doesn't last for long.
Right.
And it doesn't
bother you.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
Okay.
So that's what I mean by I don't get worked up by a lot of things. I don't have
I don't think you're wording it right, because you're saying you don't get worked up, because you do get worked up about stuff, but it doesn't last.
It doesn't last. Yeah, okay. It doesn't last.
It doesn't linger.
Say it like that.
Yeah, it doesn't linger.
Because you do be getting amphy. You do be getting hyphy. Don't be sitting over here in this booth acting like, because you do.
You do.
You do.
And that's okay.
We're not about
to dive into it right now.
No. I was saying we're not double teaming you, because people like to say we double team Ariel. But I don't care what people say. See, I'm mature. I've grown just from that conversation I just had. I don't care what people think. But anyway, so you don't get worked up about much.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of things where I'm like, I don't want to say there's not a lot of things that I feel like I need to change about myself, but I don't think that there are a lot of things where I don't hold steadfast in my opinions about myself or about things going on in my life. Okay. Like I'm not at a point right now where I'm not happy with my career. I'm happy with my relationship. I'm happy with the things that are going on in my life right now. So I don't have a lot of things right now as of currently where I need to be like, you know what? I need to buckle down and get serious about this.
I see.
That's what I mean. Because a lot of the times I feel like people are like, oh, I'm just going to stand on business, and they just say it just to say it. But in all actuality, if things are going well or if things are fine and, you know, you're at a place where you like it, you don't have a lot of business to stand on. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have a lot of like commitments that you have to like really hold yourself to.
But I think I equate standing on business to ghetto goals, like a ghetto saying for goals. Because when I think of standing on business, I think of it from a goals perspective. I think as long as you draw breath, you should always have a next attainable goal.
And that's again why I was like wondering where our heads were. Because to me, standing on business is just like, you say something, you mean it, you hold yourself to it. Like, which can be for goals, but that's also for like when you deal with people, like how you interact with people. Like, you're not going to let people, you know, treat you any old kind of way. That is
it can definitely cover a multifaceted of different.
Right.
I don't think I used that word right. It can cover an array of different scenarios and topics, I think. Because you could say, now I want to make sure in 2024, standing on business for me means I'm going to make up my bed every day, you know.
Right.
It could be, but still to me, and it's just the difference of thought. To me, it's still aligning with goals for me. Like, I always set goals for myself, more so than I even set resolutions. So I don't think, and Daddy gets on me about this because, like, he'll get a raise and I'll be like, well, you need to make more. And he'd be like, it just seems like no matter how much I make, you're never going to be happy. I was like, no, I'm not. Because as long as you're breathing and working, I want you to constantly be rising more and more and more.
I get that.
I mean, answer me. Do you think that that's a wrong place to be? Who goes to work to make the same thing that they made 2 years ago?
I don't think that there's anything wrong with wanting to make more money, but I personally don't want to make more money just for the sake of saying that I made more money. Like, I'd want to make more money because I'm rising up in my career. Does that make sense?
Right. But I guess I think of it from, it's inflation. I need
my cost of living has gone up.
Right. Gas prices
I need
higher.
you to adjust just like they are.
Right. And like in that regard, like making more money, yeah, sure, whatever. But the actual, to me, accomplishment when you make more money is moving up in your career. Because, I want the inflation bonus. I want to raise all of those kinds of things. Those things are standard.
Yeah. But not for everybody. You say that. But there's people out there working that don't get raises.
That's crazy. I can't imagine.
Yeah,
it is crazy.
Like mom, like I think mom's always, the last couple of jobs you've had, they've done like a cost of living kind of, and I don't think my job doesn't like do that.
Right. So there's people out there that are not getting raises, and if they are, they getting like 2%, 3%, which that's pretty low.
50 cents.
Yeah, that's
kind of low. So I was always like, my mother always worked. She always, strived to make the most that she could make when she was in that role. And most roles at most companies, they will give you, and you just got to pay attention to it, they'll give you the salary range. So they'll tell you what the low, the mid, and the high is. And so when I get that piece of paper, I always look at it and say, where do I rank? Where am I? Am I in the middle of this salary? Am I getting where I'm about to tap out? Because if I'm getting where I'm about to tap out, then that means I need to be structuring myself, career pathing myself for a promotion to another role. Because I don't want to max out, because I'm not just going to sit here and make the max of this position without going somewhere else. So it's just, to me, it's about always building. Always building. I mean, when you think about it, I'm going to use this podcast, for example, because this is mine, right? It's ours. And so each season, I try to incorporate something new that we do in each season. I told y'all I got some surprises coming up for season 3. I'm not going to tell y'all what they are. You'll see them when they come out on our socials. So if you're not following us, you better get there. But it's just things like last season I launched the promos, and nobody's told me if they like them but I like them, so I'm going to keep doing them. I mean, you guys have shared that you like them, but nobody's hit us up on the socials and said, oh, I love the promos. But that's okay, because I love them. But anyway, that's what I mean when I say that. Like, you can't take it for granted that everybody gets raises, because not everybody gets them. It's a lot of people out here working, and they make what they make. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm going to challenge those people to challenge themselves to get into roles where they will have elevation, where you will make more, depending on how you.
Well, I think I think when it comes to that, I think it's twofold. I think you're right. Yes, there are people who work in those jobs and they're okay with what they make. But there are other people who work for just not good companies and they're like, oh, I want a raise. And they're like, not in the budget. Can't help you with it. Sorry. SOL.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But and I think that's a lot. I think that's a lot of people's, realities these days.
Yeah,
of
you're
people
right.
just being like, oh, I want a raise. And they'll be like, oh, well, it's not in the budget. Those people also tend to leave.
And you can talk yourself, like, that's the thing. You have to watch your self-talk, because you can also talk yourself into thinking, well, it's fine. I'm good. I can cut some things out and I'll still be okay. Because I know people. That's why I'm saying this. I'm not that type of person. Because if something ain't right for me, then I usually will do what I need to do to make it right, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm not that type of person, but I know people who kind of sit on it, right? And they say, I'm good. Mm-hmm. And that's how I feel like your daddy, if we weren't together, he would be, I'm good. Because he would probably try to fit his lifestyle into the wage that he makes. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Where I will fit my lifestyle into my wage, but at the same time, I know in my brain where I want to be next. I know what's next in my brain. What's next? I always set, dreams and goals. Those are very big to me. So I do a lot of shows about them, because I want people to keep dreaming, and not only dreaming, but setting goals and attaining them, because that's what makes you grow. And if it stresses you out to grow, then don't do it. But it doesn't stress me out to grow. Doesn't do that. So, but you stand on business with the finance. I don't think you ever went into detail.
No, because I don't have to.
Because it's your business.
Well, because I feel like that's it. I feel like that's enough. I feel like that's.
But do you have so let me ask you this. Do you have a specific plan for how you're going to get this financial standing business?
Yes. Chelsi sent one of her girl boss.
Her macro spreadsheets.
Yes.
Her corporate baddie.
Yes.
So. I'm going to keep saying that word. So
I don't like it.
Story time.
So sorry.
You're just not a corporate baddie.
No.
That's what it is.
No, I got to tell my story about my corporate baddie, and then you can tell me why you don't like corporate baddie. So over Christmas holiday break, I bought a name. I work from home, and I bought a nameplate with my name, and then you could put your title. So instead of putting my title of where I'm at now, I put corporate baddie, because no matter what company I work for, no matter where I'm at,
I'm
always going to be a corporate baddie. And I'm going to tell you why I love it, and you can tell me why you don't care for it. I love it because sometimes when I'm having that long day, when I'm having that day, like, Lord have mercy, it's good to know that, because you don't always get the uplift all the time from the powers that be, right? But I know I'm a corporate baddie. So sometimes I have my self-talk and I say, girl, you did that. You a corporate baddie. So no matter what mistake I made, no matter what somebody did or didn't appreciate about it, I know I'm a corporate baddie. And I just think whoever came up with that, whoever started that, I think it's so great, because I do feel that I'm a corporate baddie. I'm like that. You know, I brag. I'm a braggadocio.
That's fair. The only reason I'm not even really going to say that I shouldn't say that I don't like it. Here's my thing. I don't want to be called a corporate baddie. And the reason I don't want to be called a corporate.
So you don't want me to call you a corporate baddie, or you don't want to call yourself a corporate baddie? Because those are two different things.
Both.
Okay.
Because
sorry.
And that's just that the me.
Do you think you're a corporate baddie?
I'm about to get to that.
Okay.
What does that mean?
That means in corporate America, I comes through the door and I kicks butt.
But I can be that outside of being a corporate baddie. You know what does that make sense? Like, it doesn't have to be like just
I mean, it
limited
makes
to
sense that you're saying it because you like to downplay stuff. And I don't. I like to shout from the rooftops and I like to toot my own horn. So for your personality, I totally get it because it's tooting your horn. I'm saying I am the baddest here.
Yeah, and like that, and that to me is just like, that's just it. Like, I get if you want to be called that, that's fine.
I don't want to be called that by
in general.
anybody.
No, I mean in general.
Yeah.
People who are like describe themselves as
As a corporate baddie.
As a corporate baddie,
Yeah.
I get it. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Don't do that to me personally.
I don't
Not
think
to
people
say,
would though.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, I know what you mean.
Because you don't have that, you don't exude that.
You don't give off corporate baddie.
Yeah, you give off like, I'm Ariel, I'm going to do what I need to do. But me, the way I carry myself, I carry myself like a corporate baddie. I carry myself like, I know you just didn't say that because that ain't me. That's just how, because I am a corporate baddie. I'm a life baddie. If I had a name tag for life, it would be baddie. Corporate baddie. And it's not, I'm wondering, do you take the baddie part to mean like that I'm bad? Because I'm not calling myself a bad person. I'm just saying I am the ish.
That's what it. I think that's what it is for me.
I love it, girl.
Because like for me, and this might just be like little lingering pieces of my like self-esteem coming in. Is it's like this is gonna sound really niche, but the people who get it. And people are probably going to disagree with me, but I don't care. Another thing that I don't like in the corporate world is when people talk about power posing. It is calling yourself a corporate baddie to me is the equivalent of power posing. And I get that if that works for you to build your confidence and to feel confident in your job and in your position and what you need to do, that's fine. That's awesome. That's great.
Do y'all see how Ariel be low key kind of trying to get me a little bit?
No,
I'm be low key. If that makes you feel better.
It's not about, you know what's funny? Like you
That's
say
funny
that, but
you said that.
In my brain, I just think of like a general person. It's never directed.
You wasn't thinking about me?
No, really. I think of, as a matter of fact, you are the last person I would think of when I say this, because something that it just doesn't sit in my brain very well is I'm not like a fan of, how do I put this?
Put it.
I don't like fake confidence.
Oh, okay.
I genuinely.
Some people gotta fake it till they make it.
And like, I'm one of those kinds of people too. But one of the things that I've noticed with people is like, I cannot stand unwarranted confidence. And and that's just me. I'm so sorry. Like, that's not right.
And that's fine. Listen. If it works for you, then let it work for you. But people like me, I'm telling you, I've been strutting up and down the street since I was a little kid. I'm just that person. I just always had that oomph about me, right? And it comes from people always lifting me up. Like I told you, I'm the oldest grandkid. So when I was younger, all my aunts and uncles used to be like, "Oh, Turra, there go Turra, there go Turra." So I just always had that.
I would have
natural.
hated that as a kid. You
don't like that, but I love it.
Yeah,
right. I wish I was the first grandchild. Like, you don't even understand.
Like, you would be like me, right?
Yeah,
I know. Because I'm telling you, I used to be like, "Yep, I'm here. What's up?"
Yeah, I just don't like. You know what it is? I don't like attention.
Yeah,
I don't like.
Fair.
I want to fade into the background and just live. I just want to exist. And
I don't know what you're gonna do when we blow up and be on the mainstream. You're gonna have a fit. That's all right. Me and Chelsi got you. We got you. We can hold you up.
Y'all can carry it because I a lot of times do not wish to be perceived, but that's beside the point.
Yeah. All right. Well, we just told y'all how we standing on business. Y'all
so now you got to stand on your business.
Dang.
That was
so
aggressive.
aggressive.
Absolutely. Because I'm serious.
They need that kick in the butt.
They need that push.
They need that push. I get it. So let us know. You know what we talk about. So this season, 2024, season 3 of the Turra&Co show, I am really going to be touting and spouting that y'all go to Instagram, because it's too much for me to manage all these different spots. Go to our Instagram page. DM us on our Instagram page. Send us a message on our Instagram page. Interact with us on my promos. Tell me if you like hearing them. Like when my voice comes up, does it make you want to burp, or does it make you be like, oh my gosh, it mellows me out? Let us know on our Instagram. Let us know also if you're standing on business. You know what? You ain't even got to like tell us what the business is, because I ain't tell y'all what my business was. Give us a heart. If you're standing on business when this episode come out, send us a heart on our Instagram page. Put a heart, and we'll know what that means. And if anybody didn't listen, they won't know. But because you listened and you followed directions like we love, give us a heart, and I'll know exactly what that means. And I'll give you a shout out on the next show. All right, so that's our show for today, Standing on Business 2024. We always standing on business, even when we not. Even though Ariel doesn't like attention. Yeah, don't.
What does that mean?
That means because I believe you do a little bit. You just don't like it as much as I do.
Oh, my God.
How could you be my daughter and not like attention? You must have been switched at birth.
We say it all the time.
Yeah,
Switched at birth with that blonde hair. I'm going to tell y'all one more story. Did I tell this I told the corporate baddie story, right? Mm-hmm. So I've got one more story, and then we're going to leave. We're going to end it with story time today. So when Ariel was little, if y'all ever seen her, some people go to y'all personal pages and look at y'all. So, because we don't have a lot of pictures up. People probably think we're not so cute because we never post pictures of ourselves. And if you go to Chelsi's Instagram, you will see all the pictures that you ever need to see of Chelsi, the catfish. And then
not you calling
if you go to Ariel, like you will not see.
You'll see that I post once in a blue moon, unless
but you don't post your body. I mean, you don't post yourself.
I don't post selfies. I take pictures of things
and
around me.
Babe, everything I do
is the catfish.
There is picture.
Wow.
Well, Chelsi says it herself. She knows she a catfish in them pictures. If y'all go to Chelsi's personal Instagram, you will see. I mean, well, you got to see her in person to know the catfish. I mean, it's not that she looks so totally different. It's just the way she takes her pictures. Chelsi has been working on her angle since 8th grade. You've been telling me it and working on angles for a long time. But anyway, if you ever see a picture of Ariel, she has naturally blonde hair. People probably think that she dyes it, but she doesn't. It's her natural hair. Like, she just went to the beautician not too long ago, and the beautician was so concerned because she wanted a relaxer. And the lady was looking at her like, oh my God, this hair. And she was like trying to look at her roots and see how fresh the dye was. And so Ariel said she saw her looking at it, and she was like, wait, I know what you're thinking. This is not dyed. Yeah. This is my natural hair.
That's
and then
always what I have to tell people.
She said she saw the hairstylist
relax. She was like,
do a sigh of relief, like, oh my God, because she thought she was going to put that relaxer in there and make you bald.
Yeah.
But I say all of that to say Ariel was born with that hair. So when my mother came up to the hospital to see her, she was like, what? Whose baby is this? Because you was so, like, back then you was super white, like
red.
White.
I was red.
You were white. And so you were white, and you had this curly, like, sandy blonde hair. And the hospital that I had you at was predominantly white. It was not, I think you were the only black kid. I put up the air quotes because you didn't look black. You were the only black kid in the nursery, because back then when I had you, it was nursery. It wasn't just keep you in the room. So they were like, my mom was like, are you sure this your baby? And then we went to get our taxes done. I think I told this story before.
I don't think so.
So when you were like newborn, so you were born in July. Mm-hmm. And so when we went to go get our taxes done that January, you were about 6 months old. And we sitting there, you know, I think we went to like H&R Block or something. And we're sitting there. And the lady was like, oh, that's your baby. She cute. And she was, you know, it was me and Neil sitting there. And she was like, is her dad white?
Oh, my goodness.
The people that the stuff that people say.
And they have the audacity to also say stuff like that to my face.
Yeah. So the lady was like, so is her dad white? And I was like, this her dad right here. And people used to always say, "Oh, that's the postman's
The
baby."
milkman's baby. Oh my God.
It was a lot. It was a lot because they just couldn't. People like to see. They don't think about genes, right?
Right. But quiet as it's kept, I look a lot I look a fair amount like Dad.
But people don't go by the look.
Yeah.
They don't go by the features.
You think so?
They go by the color.
I know so.
Okay.
They go by the color. I don't know
You're
why.
talking to that man's twin right here, so I just.
But y'all look alike. Y'all just not the same color.
But you know what? Now that I'm getting older, I get that I look like you.
Yeah. But you don't see, y'all look like me, resemble me, but y'all not like me and my mother. Like me
y'all
and my
are
mother are
carbon
like
copies.
twins.
Carbon
Like,
copies.
if you see my mother, you'll be like, oh my God, that is your mother. Like my mother's genes is real, real strong because when you see my cousins on my mom's side, like we resemble. Like oh, that's like if I was to have a party, you would know, oh, that's her cousin. That's somebody related.
You, Grandma, and Jamar look alike.
Yes.
I don't
100%.
really see Gerard, you know?
Yeah, because Rod takes a little bit more after his dad. Rod looks a lot like his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think you, like that one picture that we got, I think it was at someone's like birthday party. I think it was the
I think it was Jeremiah and Gerard's, but Rod wasn't here.
Yeah, but that picture of all three of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just came up on my memory recently. So, all right, guys. Well, that's our show for today. Don't forget to follow us on our socials. Listen to us on all major podcast platforms, including Good Pods. And last but not least, tell a friend about your favorite Turra and Company podcast. This is season 3. We're not going nowhere. And the way that we're going to grow is you're going to pass the word along and say, you looking for a new podcast? I got one for you. And it's going to be Turra and Company. So you guys have a good week. And we will see you guys on the next episode.
Okay, bye.
Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. We look forward to you joining us on the next episode. Until then, be inspired and enlightened.